Hi everyone, and welcome to a new video from the Smarter SAT Prep YouTube channel. In this example, we'll be looking at box plots on the SAT Math section. This is question number 15 taken from the official test from October of 2020, and it is from the calculator section as I mentioned. And so if we look at this, it says, and they've given us two data sets, and it says each of the box plots shown summarizes a data set. Data set A has a range of 130, and data set B has a range of 80. If the two datasets are combined into one dataset, what is the range of the combined data? So if you're not familiar with what a box plot is, you don't really need to know too much about it to understand how to solve a problem about it on the SAT section. It's a statistics-based question, but even if you're not taking a statistics course or you don't know too much about statistics, you can still solve a box plot problem. So essentially, what a box plot has is it has its ranges, which are right here on the ends. It has its median, this middle line in the middle right here, and it has its first quartile, this first part of the box, and its third quartile, which is the second half of the box right here. Now, for the SAT's purpose, you only really need to know two things. Number one, the range, so those endpoints that I showed, and number two, the median, which is that middle line that I showed you about. You really don't need to know anything about the quartiles. They're not going to be relevant on the SAT. So in this question, they're asking us, what is the range of the combined data set if we were to push these two data sets together? So if we look at data set A, we can tell that its range is 130 because its highest value is 140 right here, and its lowest value is 10 right here. Similarly, for data set B, we know that its range is 80 because its highest point is 160 right here, and its lowest point is 80 right here. So now if we combine both these data sets, we're going to get a whole bunch of values. But what we have to understand is that the ranges don't actually change. So if we push dataset B into dataset A, 80 is going to become the lowest value from dataset B into dataset A, but 10 is still going to be our lowest bound here, right? Because 10 is still going to exist. And similarly, now if we have dataset B into dataset A, now that we have the value 160, which is the highest point from dataset B, that is our new upper bound. So I'm just going to write this out right here. Our new lower bound is equal to 10, and our upper bound is equal to 160, which means that if we look at the range now, we just have to do 160 minus 10, which is equal to 150. So once again, if you're ever doing a box plot problem in the SAT, find the range, focus on the median, and then look at what they're asking for and just solve from there. Don't worry too much about features of box plots that you don't know about. Simply focus on what's relevant for the SAT, and you should be good to go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.